Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of Turkish drama, on-screen chemistry, and real-life love stories that cross over from fiction into reality, then you're in for something truly special today. Make sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. Let's dive right into today's story. What begins as a scripted romance on television doesn't always end with the final episode. Sometimes, those sparks you see on screen turn into something real, something deeply felt. Far from the lights and cameras, that's exactly what has happened with two beloved stars from the hit Turkish series Blood Flowers, Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktık. Fans fell in love with their characters on screen. Their dynamic, the emotional intensity, and the way they brought their roles to life quickly made them audience favorites. But few expected that the story unfolding behind the scenes would become even more captivating than the one on television. It all started quietly. On set, their connection was strong, noticeable, but never over the top. They worked professionally, maintained a level of privacy, and never fed rumors. Yet, those who paid attention could sense there was something more behind their effortless chemistry. Over time, subtle details began to surface, small gestures during interviews, candid moments caught between takes, and a certain kind of warmth that couldn't be hidden. The rumor mill began to turn. Were Yağmur and Barış more than just co-stars? At first, there was no confirmation. The pair remained discreet, refusing to comment on their personal lives. But their bond only grew stronger, and before long, the truth became impossible to ignore. And then, just like a scene from a romantic drama, the story took a magical turn. Without any prior announcement and away from the spotlight, Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktık officially tied the knot in a private ceremony. Yes, the couple who once played fictional lovers on television are now husband and wife in real life, a love story written by fate, not a screenwriter. The wedding was intentionally small and intimate, attended only by close friends and family. No press, no cameras, no elaborate spectacle, just two people choosing each other in the most personal way. And though few details have been released, the few photos that have made their way to the public speak volumes. Smiles full of joy, eyes that shine with trust, and a love that radiates effortlessly. What makes a story so powerful is its authenticity. Yağmur and Barış didn't build their relationship for publicity or perform it for social media. They protected it, nurtured it, and let it grow at its own pace. And in doing so, they allowed something beautiful to take root, something real. Their decision to marry in private, away from the noise of public expectations, speaks to the strength of their bond. It's clear that for them, what matters isn't how many people are watching, but how deeply they care for each other. And while the wedding may have been low-key, the impact it's had on fans has been enormous. Audiences who followed Blood Flowers have been overwhelmed with joy. For many, it feels like a fantasy-fulfilled fiction blending into reality in the most touching way. The love that started in the scripted world of television has now become a lifelong promise in the real world. Social media, of course, lit up a celebration. Fans created tribute videos, collages, and heartfelt messages. Hashtags trended. Comments poured in from across the globe. From Turkey to Latin America to Europe, everyone, it seems, is invested in this real-life fairy tale, and it's easy to see why. The story of Yağmur and Barış resonates because it reminds us that love can happen in the most unexpected places, even under the hot lights of a production set. It also shows that sometimes our favorite on-screen pairings are not just the work of clever casting and good acting, but the beginning of something much more profound. For the couple themselves, this marriage represents more than just a milestone. It marks the beginning of a new chapter, one where their connection continues, not as characters in a script, but as partners in life. Since the wedding, they've continued to stay relatively out of the limelight. Sources close to the couple suggest that they're enjoying a quiet period, focused on each other, away from the demands of public appearances and filming schedules. There's talk of a short getaway, a honeymoon summer, peaceful, perhaps by the sea, where they can rest and simply be together. Professionally, both are still hot commodities in the industry. Offers are already coming in, and producers are eager to see what their next moves will be. But there's no rush after all. When you've just stepped into a new chapter of life, it makes sense to take a moment and enjoy the beginning. As fans, we can only hope that the projects they choose next, whether together or separately, continue to reflect the talent and emotional honesty we've come to admire in both of them. And who knows, perhaps one day, we'll see them together again on screen, only this time, not just pretending to be in love, but showing the world what love really looks like. This story is more than a wedding announcement. It's a reminder of what can happen when two people connect beyond roles and reputations, when they build something true, away from the cameras, and choose each other not because the script says so, but because their hearts do. In a world full of fleeting fame and surface-level relationships, Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktık have given us something rare, a story with depth, sincerity, and soul, and for that, fans around the world will always hold a special place for them in their hearts. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If this story touched you like it did me, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you'd like to support this work even more, feel free to click the join button below. There are many more stories to share, some heartwarming, some surprising, and all of them real. Until next time, take care of yourselves and those you love, and remember, sometimes the most beautiful stories are the ones that aren't written or lived. See you in the next video.